Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this evening we're reading from the Bhagavad Gita, the famous Bhagavad Gita, as it is. Text number 38 in chapter 4. Some of you might know this. If you want, you can repeat it. Nahi gyanena sadrasam. I'll just chant. Pavitamiha vidyate tatsvayam yoga sangsita kalinamani vindati. Translation: in this world, there's nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. Purport. When we speak of transcendental knowledge, we do so in terms of spiritual understanding. As such, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Ignorance is the cause of our bondage, and knowledge is the cause of our liberation. This knowledge is the mature fruit of devotional service. And when one is situated in transcendental knowledge, he need not search for peace elsewhere, for he enjoys peace within himself. In other words, this knowledge and peace culminate in Krishna consciousness. That is the last word in the Bhagavad Gita. The last word. Om Jnanatamarandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshram Litam Jena Tasmai Sri Giravai Nama Mukram Kotabhachalang Pangunlang Haite Gurim Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shikarum Dinataranam Vancha Kalpatuyabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. I have some good news for you. You know, just like throughout the world, there's the evening news, yeah. Evening news, it's all bad news, though, right? People go on the television, they listen to the evening news. It's all bad news. In Brazil, they had a station, radio station. It was called the Good News Channel. Just good news, no bad news. And then they ran out after 6 months. They ran out of good news. Yeah. But this is all, Krishna just gives us good news. And I have some more good news tonight, some right off the press. I just found out that 5 householders went traveling in the northwest of America for 6 days and distributed 15,000 books and collected $10,000. 5 householders. Vaiseshika Prabhu's team. 15,000 books. Just fired up. So, a little good news for you. And this is actually what is most needed in the world, is this knowledge. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said the only lack in society is this Krishna consciousness, this knowledge of the absolute truth. Yeah. In the universities, they're teaching the education of attachment, material attachment. And Prabhupada and Krishna, they're teaching the education of detachment. and attachment. Detachment from material life and attachment to Krishna. Yeah. So we have to get this knowledge out to the people. This is what is most needed. People, they don't know what to do, they don't know what not to do. Just like we were all growing up, we didn't know what to do. Not a clue. Parents didn't know, teachers didn't know. Somehow we got this knowledge, and now we know what to do. Chant Hare Krishna. And hear this knowledge. From hearing comes understanding. And this knowledge is it's so valuable. There's nothing, Krishna said, there's nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Nothing. There's a lot of things in this world. A lot of education, a lot of books. But nothing is so sublime as the teachings that Krishna gives. Therefore he says, Raja Vidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitam Vidam Uttamam, Pratyak Savagamandam, Susukham Kartamavya. This knowledge is the king of education. Raja Vidya, the king of education. Nothing is greater. There's no knowledge greater. Yes?
Can you maybe elaborate on the word sublime?
Uh-huh.
Because it's not so familiar.
Oh, sublime.
Not so clear what that exact meaning is.
Yeah, sublime means divine, great, fantastic, beautiful. There's so many synonyms. Sublime. There's nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. So then Krishna says, this knowledge is the king of education. So much knowledge, so many courses in the universities. When Prabhupada was in America, he taught at MIT. MIT is one of the most prestigious schools in America, Massachusetts Institute for Technology. One of the top schools, right up there with Harvard. And Prabhupada asked the students, why is it that there's no course here where you could understand the difference between a dead body and an alive body? Why is there no course where you could learn about the soul? And one of the most famous educators in history, Socrates, he taught his students about the soul. He had such realization about the soul. Prabhupada was so fond of him. He didn't have a teacher. He didn't have the Bhagavad Gita. He didn't have the Srimad. He didn't have anything. But he was just so sharp. Intellectually, he was just like... So he came to the conclusion, I'm the soul. I'm not this body. And he was teaching it. And the authorities in Athens couldn't appreciate that, so they said, "Listen, if you don't stop teaching this, then we're gonna kill you." He said, "You do as you like, but I'm going to continue." He had such integrity, and even his disciples said, "You don't have to stay here in Athens. You could leave. I'm not gonna run away." So they gave him this hemlock, and before they gave it to him, so they said, "So you want to be buried, or you want to be burned? What do you? After you're gone, after you're dead?" You know what he said? He said, "You'll have to catch me." Amazing. You understand? You'll have to catch me. Because he's going somewhere else. The soul is going somewhere else. Can't catch the soul. So he had such realization, and he's practically one of the most famous educators in history. But now you can't hear anything about the soul in modern universities. But Prabhupada came to give us this knowledge, this sublime knowledge. Raja Vidya, Rajaguyam, most secret of all secrets. And one may ask, well, how is it such a secret? Because now we've distributed over 600 million books throughout the world. So one may ask, well, how is it a secret? Well, the secret is very few understand. Therefore, it's a secret. Even people who have read the Bhagavad Gita many times, Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, can't understand. It's still a secret. So how do we understand this secret? Prabhupada gives the understanding here. We have to hear and engage in service, devotional service. This is the essence of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. That the end result is we want to serve. Just like Krishna was speaking to Arjuna. Arjuna didn't want to fight. He was fighting his relatives, his close relatives, his grandfather. Everybody loved Bhishma. He raised them practically. So much love. It's inconceivable. Now Krishna is asking him to kill him. One of the most difficult thing that Arjuna was ever asked to do. He didn't want to do it. But upon hearing from Krishna that Bhishma can't die, he's eternal, and this is your duty. We have to stop this demoniac force, Duryodhana family. So finally, at the end, Arjuna said, Nastamoha smriti labdha, karishye vachanam tava. He said, now my illusion is gone, and my memory of you has awoken. Now I'm ready to act as you desire. So this is also the result that we should come up with after reading the Bhagavad Gita. Now I'm ready to act as you desire. And how does Krishna want us to act? Yat karoshi, yat asnasi, yat jahosi didasi, yat tapasyasi kaunti, tat kurusha mararpanam. All that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities you perform, should be done as an offering to me. Prabhupada says that this verse is the summary of the entire Bhagavad Gita. All that we do should be done as an offering to Krishna. And the best thing we could do is share this knowledge with others. And therefore Krishna says, Prana, Artha, Dhya, Vacha. He said it's the duty of everyone to give their life for helping others. To give their life. It's like now there's this war in Russia, Ukraine, so other wars. They're giving their life for a country. In World War II, the Japanese, they were called kamikazes. They'd go in these planes just filled with bombs and their plane became a bomb. They were just going in, and they knew they were going to die. So dedicated to this little island in the Pacific, giving their life. What a waste. But to give our life to Krishna, to help people become Krishna conscious, what a glorious life. What a glorious life. Prabhupada said, I guarantee you, if you distribute books to your last breath, Lord Chaitanya will personally come and take you back to Godhead. When I heard that, I said, that's it. I'm going for it. Prabhupada promised. So this is the best way to live our life. A little austerity, but austerity is good. Nayan lokos tayagyasya kutonya kurusotama. Krishna says, if one does not perform sacrifice, austerity, then one cannot be happy in this life, nor the next. Prabhupada told the Gurukul teachers, teach the children the joy of sacrifice, the joy of austerity. It's nice. Austerity is nice. Therefore, so many devotees distributed books, and after some time they would give it up. But practically without exception, they would always say the best years of their life was when they were distributing books. Why? It's not an easy service. Sometimes it's cold. Today it was cold. It's like a winter day today. It's like I was expecting it to snow or something. So cold. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. Sometimes you get a lot of no's, but it's all good. Labante Brahma Nirvana Mrisik Simakamata China Dvaiti Atatmana Sarabhuta Hiterata. Krishna says, one who is free of the dualities that arise from doubt. This one statement is so deep. Those who are free of the dualities that arise from doubt. In other words, if we have faith that whatever Krishna arranges is good, then we become free of dualities. And this world is full of dualities, heat and cold, honor, dishonor, happiness, distress. Yes, so many dualities. But that whatever Krishna arranges is good, then life is sublime. Because Krishna, he only has our good interest at heart. He only has good interest at heart. So whatever happens to us, it's good to help us grow. So therefore you may be on book distribution and you're getting a lot of no's, but that's good. Those no's are very good because they help us to be detached. They help us understand Krishna's in control. I'm not in control. So it's good. Yeah. Queen Kunti, she prays for calamity, because when calamity comes, then she takes shelter of Krishna. And by taking shelter of Krishna, she says, then I overcome the repetition of birth and death. So when there's difficulty, it's natural for a devotee to take shelter of Krishna. So therefore a lot of book distribution is about prayer. We pray to Krishna. Krishna, please help me to be an instrument in your hands. Help me to have compassion for these souls. Help me to be tolerant and kind. We learn so much on book distribution. Like Vaisheshika Prabhu, my hero, when people say no to him, he says, well, I want to thank you so much for giving me your kind attention, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And this is his exit mantra. We have entrance mantras, excuse me, where are you from? He has an exit mantra, a beautiful exit mantra. And he says, and it has to be said from the heart. Because sometimes we get attached. We're talking to someone, we get attached to them taking a book. But then they don't take a book. We might get upset. Might get angry. It happens sometimes on book distribution. We become too attached. We can't be attached. See, the book distribution also teaches us detachment from the result. Prabhupada said at one time that there's two things that go very deep in the heart. Attachment to the result and sex desire. So book distribution helps us to become detached. And once you're detached, they feel, the people we're speaking to, they feel that you're detached. And they become detached. And they want to give. But if we're attached, they feel that too. And they become attached. You're not going to get my money. So he shouldn't be attached. He should be detached. Lord Chaitanya came to teach Vairagya Vijnana Bhakti Yoga Siksarthameka Purusha Purana. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradhari Kripambudhir Yastam Aham Bhapadya. Lord Chaitanya, who is an ocean of mercy, has come to teach us vairagya, detachment, vairagya vidya, knowledge and love for Krishna. So this is a great way to become attached to Krishna and detached from the results. Sometimes we become so attached. There's one devotee he was on book distribution, and there's a verse actually. Krishna says, "The one who does not rejoice upon achieving something pleasant or lament upon achieving something unpleasant." So this devotee was distributing books, and someone gave him $20 donation, and he took a book, and the devotee he started dancing. He was dancing. He was so happy. Someone gave a nice donation. But then also there's going to be the difficult time. So we shouldn't rejoice upon achieving something pleasant, nor lament upon achieving something unpleasant. Got to be neutral. So actually, it's interesting that I wasn't going to speak on this verse. I was going to speak on the next verse, but I opened it up, and there's two nice verses here about book distribution. The next verse is Shradava labate jnanam tatpara sangyatendriya jnana labba parang shantim achminanjikachyati. Krishna says, a faithful person who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and upon achieving such knowledge, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So a faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge. So what is a way to dedicate ourselves to transcendental knowledge? I'll ask the first question. Huh? To reading, yeah. Reading Prabhupada's books. Prabhupada said, if you distribute my books, you'll be happy. And if you read my books, you'll remain a devotee. So therefore he wanted devotees to read the books every day. And he even said that these books are so transcendental, you could read them over and over and over again. Prahlad Swami told me yesterday or the day before yesterday, he's been reading chapter a day of Bhagavad Gita for 50 years. Chapter a day. It's called the Chad program. Vijaya Prabhu started a Chad group. Hundreds of people all over the world are doing the Chad, chapter a day. I'm on it too. He got me on. I've been doing it for about 20 years. I'm a new boy. I've just been in a short time. But it's so nice. When you read Bhagavad Gita every day, so much comes out that didn't come out before, because you're going deeper. You're going deeper into these books. So what's another way to show that we're dedicated to this transcendental knowledge? Reading and distributing. Yeah. People ask me sometimes, I'm on book distribution, why are you doing this? I said, well, I got something nice. So I want to share it with others. I want to share it with you. Oh, okay. It's so nice. There's nothing nicer. Raja Vidya, the king of knowledge, Raja Vidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram, is the purest knowledge. It's so nice. It's the purest knowledge. I mean, what books do you read that purify you in this world? There's no books that purify you when you read them. Mostly you get contaminated, right? But these books, Prabhupada's books, you become purified. And you want to change your life. Like when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I was thinking, is there any people that are living these teachings? I wanted to find them. And Krishna sent me to them. So, yeah. We want to read them, absorb them, and give them out to others. And if we don't, it's very unfortunate. Just like imagine if there's some horrible disease, some epidemic, and millions of people are dying. Like here in Europe, they had the Black Plague. I think 50 million people died or something like that. So imagine if someone had found the cure for such a disease. But he didn't want to give it out. He just goes out on a cruise, decides he wants to go on a cruise, a year-long cruise, and just see the world. I mean, it would be big news. It would be front-page news. Doctor has found cure for disease, epidemic disease. But if he doesn't give it out, then that would be the next news. Doctor has found the cure, but doesn't give it out. So we have the cure, not only for all diseases, we have the cure for death, old age, disease, all diseases, birth. Because if someone reads these books and takes it seriously, they can go back to Godhead. There's no death, no old age, no disease, no birth, no anxieties, Vaikuntha, no 9-to-5 jobs, no bad weather, not too cold. One devotee asked Prabhupada, is there snow in the spiritual world? Prabhupada said, well, if there is, it's not cold. So we're offering people the highest knowledge. In one purport, Prabhupada says that Krishna, he's compared to a diamond. And the pure devotee, he's compared to gold. You have a gold ring and you put a beautiful blue diamond into that gold ring. They complement each other. Very beautiful. So when we're distributing books, we're not distributing ink and paper, we're distributing gold and diamonds. Priceless. Priceless knowledge. Yeah. So we should pray to be inspired to give this out. Yeah. And people are benefiting. Prabhupada said they just touch a book, they benefit. What to speak if they take it and they read it. Not long ago I was distributing books in San Diego Park. And one young man, he came to the table. I was showing him the Bhagavad Gita. And he was interested, and he gave a nice donation. I got his contact. It's good to get contacts if you meet real nice people. So I was in touch with him. And he was coming to the Sunday feast. And he liked it. He made some friends. And then he asked Bhadri Narayan Swami if he could come and join the ashram. And he said, yeah. And he joined the ashram. And after a while, he started distributing books. And now he's one of the biggest book distributors in America. So, not only does this knowledge change people's lives, but they become inspired to help others. There was one story of a team, book distributors. They were in one parking lot, and they had a van, maybe about midnight. They hear a bang on the door. Open up! Police! Devotee wake up. They looked outside, and there's about 10 police cars surrounding the van with lights. And they're like, geez, what the heck's going on? So, Sankirtan leader opens the door, Braja Bihari Prabhu. And the officer says, what are you guys doing here? He says, well, we're monks, we're distributing knowledge. And the officer says, oh yeah, prove it. Actually, then he told all the, whoever's inside, tell them to come out. And they were all frisked, they were all being frisked, they're all wearing gumshoes, but they're being frisked. So, prove it. So the devotee, Brajabihari, you know Brajabihari, our old Brajabihari, he goes in and he gets a Bhagavad Gita and hands it to the police officer, and he turns it over, and he sees the picture of Prabhupada, and he says, "Prabhupada ki jai!" And the devotees are thinking, this has got to be a dream. And the devotee says, "How do you know Prabhupada?" He said, I went to U of F in Florida, and I used to eat the prasadam. I used to eat the food there for years. You guys helped me through college. And I would go to the temple. And so he told all the officers, "Hey guys, these are good people, these are monks, and they have these books. Buy some of these books." So a bunch of them bought books, because he was the leader, you know, he was the head cop. So a number of them bought Srila Prabhupada's books. You know. So amazing things happen on book distribution. It's an adventure. You never know what's going to happen. But whatever does happen, it's good. It's good for our purification. So Rajavidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, it's transcendental knowledge. This is transcendental knowledge. And all the knowledge in this world is just mundane knowledge that keeps people bound. But this is transcendental knowledge. Frees people. Everybody wants to be free, to love and to live, as Prabhupada says in one purport, to see the light, to see the free light, everybody wants freedom. But this knowledge is actually what frees people completely. It frees people from the material body, from the bodily conception of life, from Maya. Yeah. This knowledge is so valuable. It frees people from Maya, from illusion. So valuable. So it's Rajavidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram, Idam Uttamam, Pratyaksha. And because it gives direct perception of the self through realization, it is the perfection of religion, it is everlasting, and it is joyfully performed. So there's a statement, Prabhupada says that the duty of a devotee is to try to see everyone become happy. Isn't that a nice mission? To see everyone become happy. And Prabhupada was so pure and so desirous of people becoming happy that he convinced thousands and thousands and thousands of people to serve Krishna, and they became happy. This is the result. Prabhupada said, if you're not happy in Krishna consciousness, you're doing something wrong. Prabhupada, he saw one devotee, he looked a little depressed, and Prabhupada said, is everything okay? And the devotee said, Prabhupada, I'm experiencing transcendental depression. Prabhupada said, there's no such thing as transcendental depression. If you're practicing, then you'll be happy. There won't be any depression. Just like you see Ananta Prabhu, he's always happy because he's Krishna conscious. Yeah, Prahlad Swami's got his transcendental smile. I don't know if anybody, when he chants Jaya Radha Madhava, he smiles more than anybody else I've ever seen chanting Jaya Radha Madhava. Practicing almost 60 years now. Very happy. So this is the result. So we want to see others also become happy. Shradava labhate jnanam. So one who was, what other way is a way to show our dedication to this transcendental knowledge? Any other? Reading the books. Yeah, you have something to say? What? Yeah. Reading the book, distributing the book. What else? Anything else? Remembering the teachings. Yeah, remembering the knowledge. Yeah. Anything else? That's 3. Living, yes, that's right. Living the knowledge. Reading, distributing, but living the teachings. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Krishna wants. He wants us to live these teachings, not just to read them, but actually live them day by day, year by year, decade through decade, living the teachings. If we live these teachings, then when we leave our body, we're going to continue living the teachings. Yeah. Anything else? Eating prasadam. Actually, by reading these books, it's prasad. Yeah. This is prasadam. Yeah. This is special prasad. Okay, any question or comment? Or correction? One who is free of the dualities that arise from doubt. China, see, I learned this verse because I'm reading the chapter a day, every day. And I read that, I was like, wow, that's deep. One who is free of the dualities that arise from doubt, whose mind is always engaged within, that's the rest of it, or some of it, whose mind is always engaged within, thinking of Krishna, who is always busy, acting for the welfare of others. 520, it's 525, Bhagavad Gita. I'm almost positive. Who was always busy, acting for the welfare of others, and who is free of sin, is understood to already be liberated. Always busy bees, always acting, trying to help others in their Krishna consciousness. 525, am I right? No? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, that's it. Labante Brahma Nirvana. Rusik Samakamacha.
Those who are beyond the dualities that rise from doubt.
Yeah.
Those who are beyond the dualities that rise from doubt.
One who is free of the dualities that arise from... One who is beyond the dualities. Yeah, same idea.
Whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all beings, living beings, free from sins, living achieve liberation.
It's my favorite verse. It's deep. Yeah. It's a beautiful verse. Any question or comment? I think we're going to go out on book distribution when? Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow? Where's our Sankirtan leader?
There's a meeting now.
Oh, he's having a meeting now.
Yeah, renovations.
I think we're supposed to go out on book distribution tomorrow or Wednesday. Huh? Yeah, I think 3 o'clock. Either tomorrow or the next day.
Tomorrow.
Practical service of book distribution. You still go out now? Okay. Transcendental book distribution ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.